Okay, everybody, so we are going to continue weaving here. And right now I have it as a double, right? I'm doing a double yarn, whereas over here I had singles. So now I have a double, and I'm just going to continue, right? I finished off with over, and so I'm going to turn it around. And now I was over the warp string on the back, and now I have to go under the warp string in the front. Because remember, you have to keep doing the opposite. Okay. Again, remember that you want to, when you're pulling on your piece, you don't want to just take it and then pull like this, because see how all the warp strings bend. So you kind of, you want to make sure that you hold it here, and that when you pull, that you kind of fix these warp strings to get them nice and straight. And of course, for every time you do this, you want to come in here and really push these weft strings down. Okay, everybody, so I'm going to continue the weaving, and I'm using two pieces of yarn together as my weft, whereas down here below I used single, like one strand of yarn, and then I just doubled it. And the difference is that when you double it, you are going to see some of the warp strings peeking through, whereas if you did it single, you can kind of hide this warp string. It's not a bad or a good thing, it's just a different thing in terms of design. Remember that when you do the weaving, you want to every now and then go ahead with your needle or what have you, or a comb or a fork, push down the weft string. So I finished here with my tabby weave, where I'm going over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, and then right over here I'm finishing off with over my warp string. So when I turn it around, I need to go under my warp string. And it should work out just fine. And you know you're doing it right if when you go under your warp string, you will notice that it does have an interlocking relationship with the previous weft string. In other words, if I did this, this would be incorrect. Let me show you. You see that? That's incorrect. That's incorrect. That means that you are not alternating your weave. So let's take that out, and let's do it the right way, and you can see. Right? And now you can see. So it interlocks. It interlocks. And that is the correct way of doing the tabby weaving. Now remember, when you're pulling on this, if your yarn is twisted, you can either leave it or fix it. And another thing that's crucial is that when you are weaving, you want to every now and then make sure that your warp strings don't start bending in that way, that and if they do, pull them out, keep them nice. coming to the end. Coming to the end here, and remember, now we just want to go ahead and pass the baton, if you will, in this little weaving relay race. And what that means is, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and finish this piece off right in here. Let me open this up and tuck this guy in. Right in there. Just like that. And yeah, it's probably going to come out a little bit, but that's not a big deal. I'm going to change colors now, and I'm going to use now a single red string, okay? And even though the warp strings are red, I can still use a regular, the same color that I use for the warp strings. I can use it for weaving my weft as well. Yeah. If you don't have a darning needle like this, you can use a paper clip and weave through with the paper clip. Now, I am going to start, right, if I finished here, I'll probably count back like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, somewhere around here. I don't even need to count. And I'm going to start under, okay? I don't need to start here. I'm just going to start right in here because I'm just going to blend it right in. And I'm going to copy, very important here, I'm going to copy the same steps. So in other words, I don't want to do an interlocking weave because I'm trying to continue this weave. So I'm going to just, you know, piggyback like a relay. I'm going to follow what the last weaving was doing. So right here, maybe this is too long of a yarn. Yeah. Sometimes if it's too long, guys, you should just go ahead and cut it a little bit shorter. All right. So here I am, and I'm just going to go ahead and place it right there. But just take heed of this. You know, notice that I am copying. I am not going to alternate because I'm just doing a continuation. I'm doing a continuation. So if the pink was going over, under, I am now going to continue with the red, you know, like a relay race, and over here I'm going to pass the baton, but right here the runner has to run with the other runner in the same pace. So both are going over, under, and then right here I will just pick up the baton or what have you and then just keep going. I hope that analogy helps some of you a little bit. Let's go ahead. All right. Don't worry at first if you see that it looks kind of weird or what have you. Because we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get rid of that soon. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this around. I finished with over, and now I'm gonna go under. I mean, the good thing is that if you did pull tight here, it's not gonna, you know, bend these that much, but you still need to come in here and kind of separate them a little bit, you know. All right, let's go ahead and put some of this weft down.